from Long Beach, California. A men's match up next on our court as we get set for Miles Partain, Paul Lotman, Derek Bradford, and Evan Cory. The Dallas Dream have been one of the top-tier teams on the men's side, but the Brooklyn Blaze, they are looking to make some moves into the second half of the season at LA28 Beach. Cameron Irwin alongside the Olympic gold medalist Rich Lamborn. And let's dig into these teams a bit more, because Derek Bradford and Evan Cory with the Brooklyn Blaze, they are a new dynamic alongside one another. They have tried to find a couple more wins. They got on the board with their last one against the New York Nitro, but what do they need to find in the second half of the season?
Well, they need to find some consistency, right? They need to kind of avoid mistakes. They're such a physical team that they're really capable of imposing their will against any team. But sometimes those mistakes can bleed in and sort of drain some of that momentum they generate.
One of the youngest players on the sand. You talk about trying to find that consistency. It's tough. Just 22 years old. He is a rookie to the AVP League. Derek Bradford stands at 6'9".
Come on.
And you can already hear the voice.
I was going to say he's 22, but his voice is 49 years old.
Partnered up alongside the lefty out of Louisiana, Evan Cory, also into the mix of the AVP League for the first time. He's played alongside that of Logan Weber for several tournaments, and coming out, he was a part of the Contender Series for years and years, and now finally getting his shot with the progressive AVP League team. On the other side, the Dallas Dream, Miles Partain and Paul Lotman sitting at 3-1. Their opponent hitting efficiency at 347. That's the second best mark in the league. Is this team, would you say, more defensive or offensive?
Well, yeah, I think they're a good balance of both, right? It's kind of a veteran team. Obviously, Paul, by nature of his age and length of experience, is a veteran, but Miles Partain also, has been on the AVP for seemingly ever, and he's not even 25 years old yet.
Paul Lotman, the Olympian, stands at 6'6". He will be the blocker in this duo. Now 40 years old and in some of the best shape he's ever been in. His partner, just 24 years old. And an Olympian in his own right. The former teammate of Andy Binish found himself looking for a new partner in 2026, and he went back to the well to his good friend and buddy, and Paul Lotman.
Yeah, Paul's worked with Miles as a partner, as a coach. They understand one another very well, and you said it. I mean, Paul, kind of the Benjamin Button of the AVP. Every time I see him, he looks like he's getting younger and more fit.
10 seconds to figure out who you're rooting for.
I'm Cameron Irwin. He's Rich Lamborn. Kevin Barnett will be joining us from the sand here shortly. Paul Lotman, product of Long Beach State, recently having his jersey retired. No one can wear the number 2 again. And for Miles Partain out of UCLA, they're on the side out.
Let's have some fun. Let's do this.
Long Beach is ready. Simple, 1, 2, 3. The contacts don't look prettier than that.
Yeah, and that's something that Brooklyn are going to have to dial in, right? They're going to need to find some service pressure. The offense pretty smooth for Dallas, especially when they're in the system, meaning they receive serve well.
Attacking the middle, Bradford right on it. Big swing, and it's a secondary shot. Another extreme angle. Derek Bradford came to play. All right, time to check in with Kevin Barnett. Kev, what do you think of that swing?
Oh my, that's my brand of volleyball right there, Cam.
I knew it.
For Brooklyn, the focus here early was a bunch of S's. Simple, keep things simple. Also about serve, receive, and setting. So they know they're gonna face some pretty tough service from Dallas, who can really put you to a spot. So just focusing on getting that ball up and then not trying to do anything fancy when attacking. Just make sure it's a good ball and rely on attacks like we just saw from Derek Bradford.
Yeah, you make a great point. Several of the athletes kind of talking about just the shallow sand and how much these pros can jump and find different angles. Speaking of different angles, there's one from the 40-year-old Paul Lotman. Crazy note, Paul Lotman graduated from Los Alamitos High School back in 2004. Yeah, Bradford born May 2nd in 2004. How about that? Oh, another!
Incredible.
It's the Derek Bradford show, and we're only 5 points into this. Kevin Barnett simply shaking his head in disbelief.
Yeah, this is phenomenal, but
Tough ball to hit. That is a big finish from the big guy.
you know, Paul Lotman, as you mentioned, warming it up from the end line. That is a highlight play, but that is not the position that Brooklyn are going to want to be in repeatedly.
Check. Still been outside 3-3.
Missed contact there off the fingers.
All right, so when you have someone like Derek Bradford in shallow sand, 6'9" versus 6'6", what does Dallas need to establish defensively?
Yeah, I think they just go about serving tough like they've been
Okay.
doing. You know, if they get Brooklyn in those types of positions, he swings his way out of it. You just have to trust that that's not a good recipe for consistency for Brooklyn over time. He's going to make those tremendous swings. He's a phenomenal athlete. But there is some inequity in the comparison between bad passes and side outs.
Another. This time it's 7 feet off the net, and he's still bringing it.
Yeah, still a little bit of a tightrope that they're walking, right? They're having to kind of scramble and use their admittedly tremendous athleticism to kind of come through with these side outs, but you want to try and be a little bit more in system over time if you can be on the Brooklyn side.
This duo did finish third in Huntington Beach.
It is out of
It
bounds.
was a big-time move into the semifinals. It was actually a big performance against the guy on the other side of the net. Miles Partain had partnered up alongside James Shaw for that event.
They made it all the way to the final of the opening qualifier as well, taking down Miles Evans and Chase Buttinger along the way, the Olympians.
Big move from Paul Lotman. Oftentimes you see him have even more of an impact with his block late in sets, but right now we're at the midpoint.
Yeah, and that was set up by another good, tough serve.
Dallas with a 2-point advantage.
Ooh, that is out of bounds. Just missed it.
Might be a challenge here. Did he find the corner?
I think he waved off his own challenge. You kind of have a gauge. You know, he saw it land pretty close, but could tell also that he didn't contact that as cleanly as he would like, and usually that's an indicator for somebody as experienced as Paul. Ooh, that's mishit,
That is
yeah.
out of bounds.
Seen a couple missed hits on the side of Dallas, specifically actually on that side of the net too. Is there going to be a challenge? Take a look at this ball mark.
There is,
yeah. Check the spot, have a chat with the line judge.
According to Taylor Crabb, a bit of a westward wind. I'm not sure if I trust his directional ability, but maybe that has something to do with some of these. Is this good?
That was very close to the buckle, just out it looked like.
Extremely close. I couldn't make
Both vectors, I don't know.
6-6.
I don't know that I trust Taylor's, what do we call that? Not cartography, something. I don't know what the study of wind is. Oh boy.
See, another. That's 3 that have happened on that side of the net.
Yeah, it's interesting. You know, sometimes I think when the sand is extra springy, obviously it can lead to highlight swings like we've seen from Bradford early, but it can also throw your timing off a little bit. And maybe that's kind of what we're seeing from Dallas, just a touch.
Lead change here. It's a great point. Court built somewhat on a shelf here. There's a little bit of a ridge and nice avoidance from Paul Lotman as he teetered right on the edge.
Yeah, tabletop stadium court.
Brought in a little extra sand. LA 2028 will be right here at Alamitos Beach. build a stadium. We'll seat 14,000.
Yeah, it was one of the main events. Look at that scoop.
The scoop?
Oh, yeah.
And some speed from Partain. Partain. Cory's on it. Turn and the burn.
Okay, let's hear it for that one.
That is fantastic from Bradford. Have to go clockwise, kind of against the rotation of his shoulders to swing at that one, and he gets the job done. It's good to be 6'9" and wildly athletic, and 22.
Derek Bradford spent some time out in Hawaii playing on the indoor side, and then decided, whoop, we're going to come right back here to the beach and make this his playground. Been in the qualifiers and the Contender Series last 2 years, building some momentum.
Good volleyball pedigree, right? Dad was, oh boy.
That's Lotman in the backcourt. Another from Cory. He's everywhere right now.
He is just sitting in the pocket and digging some heavy heat right now. This team is extremely dangerous if Evan Cory is playing defense like this.
How much, like 5% of it, or was it mostly on?
Very explosive in transition.
This is the Wilson match of the day. The Wilson Optics
5-1 run here for the Brooklyn Blaze. You mentioned the digs of Evan Cory. He's actually top 4 on the men's side in digs per set. Sitting at about 3, just over 3 per set. Not bad for the rookie. Big extension. I don't even know how Bradford got a hand on that. Soaring is Paul Lotman. This is a beautiful brand of volleyball, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I think if I'm Bradford, you know, I just stay on the ground, don't bite on the Miles. So even if he goes with that, give Evan Cory a clean look at it in the backcourt, because you can see he's jumping in the middle, so not really taking away anything. That's kind of an expected overcorrect of sorts there from Lotman. Kind of the last one sailed on him, so he tries to get over the top a little extra. On the next one, a little too much.
Scales currently heavily tilted in the favor of the Brooklyn Blaze from an offensive standpoint, hitting over 500. Dallas just at 167, and that number is going to fall. There's big blocks like that. Another just wrist away down the line. Putting on a clinic is Derek Bradford.
The contact point for Derek Bradford right now is something like we have rarely seen, I think. He's around the top of the antenna, which is roughly 11 feet. Have a look. He's up there big, just chops it down the line.
A 7-2 run. You talked about 11 feet. He is currently 5 of 7, 0 errors. Just let the guy eat.
Every time you're in service, it's fucking, you're looking at the line, you're talking to each other. It's
Eric Baranek in the box for the Brooklyn Blaze.
Be careful.
Blaze out of contention for the cup, however, they are in the race to be one of the top 6 teams, currently number 5, to fight for an AVP League championship. The top 2 finding a first round bye. Smith and Weber, the LA launch, also in action, as are Paul Lotman, Miles Partain in this matchup, Taylor Crabb, Andy Binish. So all 3 through 6 in action in Long Beach.
Yeah, absolutely. You feel like Bradford and Cory really need a victory here, though. Just having won thus far, kind of halfway through their competition, regular season, so to speak. These wins become pretty vital if they hope to make it to the championship.
Schalke and Shaw, importantly, just one event left to play for the New York Nitro. You'll see them in New York. And for the Austin Aces, they've got a lot of season left, as does the San Diego Smash. Some curve on that serve.
Starting to pick up the service pressure are Brooklyn, and it's really causing some trouble for Dallas, who started off kind of the first half of this set looking like it was them who were in control. Now the tide has turned.
Miles Partain, Paul Lotman are at 3-1. 3 of their 4 matches so far have gone to 3 sets. To pick up this one, they may be going to the distance.
Lead by 5. Wow, the Blaze.
Yeah, good run through set there for Miles Partain to chase down that pass. But again, Lotman a little deep.
Think back to the midpoint of this first set. They were even at 7 apiece. Since then, it's been all Brooklyn. Another ball out of system for Dallas.
Cuddy, good listen, good shot.
Yeah, that's kind of an indicator, too, of how well Evan Cory is serving right now. He's getting Paul Lotman, who's an Olympian, as a serve receiver to kind of spray balls around a little bit.
Well, when we talk about the shallow sand, it doesn't just impact the attacking, it also impacts the serving.
Yeah, absolutely. Evan started off kind of lollipopping balls in, but he's picked up the pace very effectively.
Partain pulls that out of his pocket, and Cory with another from the angle. Third time the charm, Miles Partain.
Yeah, Cory doing a really nice job just lining up these balls. Look at that little shuffle. Good balance. He just takes it kind of high off the sternum. I was making a nice adjustment on the second swing, however, to get the kill.
Taking a look, decides to go on
Just
to
simply not enough block, not enough defense to stop that.
9.25 feet
Highlight
off
reel.
the net. Gets the kill. 14-10. Bradford back to serve. Set point. Blaze.
That was the voice of God, aka Kevin Barnett, saying highlight reel swing.
14-10, set point.
I did. I figured out my mic was. Yeah, we're still hot over here.
Not done yet. 11-14.
Kevin's still in the mix.
We've seen some ridiculous plays in this first set. This might be the best Brooklyn's played.
Kevin's mic, along with his just his general vibe and those gold Oakleys, hot.
Cory. Full layout. What a save from Partain.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, that's just a different level. No one is touching that. The best set Brooklyn has played, without a doubt.
In set number 1. All right,
No regard for human life. Derek Bradford over the top.
Make your way out here. Let's go, let's go, let's go. You get one chance.
That's
You're
a
the best
wonderful
sky
touch there
ball
defensively
that
from
you
Miles
can.
Partain. But look at this, just
We're just gonna go
I'm
in
gonna
no
do what I
particular order,
want,
but you just
when
get
I
one
want,
sky
where
ball.
I want.
The
Derek
crowd is gonna
Bradford
determine the
all
winner.
set long there for the
Wilson
Brooklyn
Sky Ball contest
Blaze.
starts right meow.
They've got to find a way to play keep away with Derek Bradford. 7 of 10, hitting 700. 0 errors. Evan Cory, or he might be the target in this second set. Coming up on the other side.
Okay. Yes. All right. You young lady, stay right there. Stay right there. If you make it, just stay right there. Yes, Emma from Sweden.
Teams fighting for that singular championship. Just take a look at this iconic field.
We have a huge crowd, overflow capacity. Cameron, a lot of players and people have been waiting for this moment in this place.
Ladies and gentlemen, I could not be happier to be right here, right now.
AVP Beach Volleyball is more than a sport. It's an experience. And for just $59 a year, AVP Gold membership gives you all access. Ticket discounts all season, early access to seats, compete in AVP events, and big savings on pro gear. Get in the game and experience everything the AVP has to offer. Get your gold membership today at avp.com.
Welcome back to Long Beach in the Progressive AVP League. You're looking at Kevin Barnett. We just witnessed his sky ball. I think he's now in competition with Derek Bradford, who, by the way, is in the middle of a match and is now back out on the court just to test his sky ball. He's going to catch his own sky ball. I mean, that's a heck of a way to warm up for the second set.
Yeah, I guess
He's earned the right. 7 of 10, 700 his efficiency.
We didn't get any footage of it, unfortunately. Kevin's sky ball was equally as good as his shorts are terrible.
We'll have to get a grade from Kevin on his own sky ball. As you take a look at the set one stats, Brooklyn 538. I mentioned Evan Cory, maybe he's the target in the second set. He only had 3 total attempts, just 1 kill off those 3.
Well, you know, Dallas started off serving extremely well. They waned a little bit as the set went on, and that is because Brooklyn put so much pressure on them, but they're going to need to find some offensive rhythm. Yeah, let's take a look, Kev.
I think he got his sky ball. Is this a flashback? Oh, here we go. Okay, I want your grade for it, and then I want Kevin's.
Looking uncomfortable being in the sand and in the sun, but that sky ball is beautiful. Great technique, good bicep curl on the lift.
Also, who wears sneakers on the beach?
There he is.
All right, Kev, do you have an insight for us? What's your grade, buddy?
I was third.
Third, okay.
I was third. The guy before me hit the one that was about an inch from the net and went down, and then Derek Bradford annihilated one to the corner. So I'm happy with my podium position.
I thought that was one of those, you were third in a competition of 2.
Hey, you still technically medaled, buddy, as the second set is now underway. 1 point to Dallas, Brooklyn on the side out. A floater as Evan Cory throws his own option into the mix.
Yeah, Brooklyn are just being extremely proactive in everything they do. There's no hesitation, and that is serving them extremely well.
I was going to say Evan Cory and Miles Partain have pretty much gone equal in terms of their defensive performance in the first, both walking away with 4 total digs. Cory transitioning to defense back in 2020, former blocker.
That's a play right there, though, that I would love to see Brooklyn clean up a little more consistently. Just, you know, the one-arm spear attempt when 2 arms are easy to get on the ball, just not a good choice.
Nearly a collision from Dallas. And it's just getting quicker and quicker. It almost looks as if Paul Lotman is somewhat deflated here after this one, just shaking his head.
Yeah, a little bit. They had a relatively easy scoring opportunity. As you mentioned, they kind of miscommunicated, ran into one another, and Brooklyn were able to kind of wiggle their way out of it. That should have been a Dallas Dream point.
Lifting towards the middle and slowing it down. Is there something to be said in terms of trying to slow the tempo down, even if somebody's just ripping swing after swing on your own side of the net? I feel like it's kind of silly, but maybe you control the rhythm of the match in that sense?
Yeah. Pace of play you're talking about, kind of? Yeah, I think that's, you know, a sentiment we hear a lot, right? Slow the game down. When you're winning, when things are going your way, this is, yeah, I mean, you know, there's a good example. That is not a pretty play from Brooklyn, but Derek Bradford can kind of put a foot, he cannot put a foot wrong, rather. So they want to kind of press the issue. They want to hurry things up. So you're exactly right. The Dallas need to find a way to slow down the tempo of this match.
And that's 3 apiece. Bradford with the miss.
Yeah, if you're Dallas, I mean, technically you're in front here in the second set, so you just have to remind yourself, right, that it's a long process.
They were even in set number 1 all the way to the 7-point mark until Brooklyn just ran away with it. But there's that service pressure, like you mentioned. They knew they needed it.
Yeah, we talked about the consistency factor for this Brooklyn Blaze team. You know, that first set was so fantastic for them. Top to bottom, you know, they seem to be a little bit less focused here early stages of set 2.
And just when you finally earn the dig off of it, net violation.
Paul hoping perhaps that, his serve rather had hit the net so he could get away with a net contact on the block, but not if you hang both your arms in it.
Not Paul's best performance to this point. He's 4 of 10 with 4 errors on his side. Still looking to get to positive numbers, and that will get him there.
Sound guy Lou all over that. Just cat-like speed and reflexes.
And in Crocs, nonetheless. Cory passes that high off the chest. From a distance.
Oh, yeah.
Partain. The Partain flex down has without a doubt been debuted in 2026.
Yeah, one of your favorite additions to the league.
3 of the day. He's back to
Even
serve.
dropping to a knee here.
Yeah.
4-1 on the run now. The Dallas Dream, they need the second set.
Yeah, and that was a good defensive scheme. A lot of zigzagging between blocker and defender there for Dallas.
Miles Partain will be looking to LA 2028. There was a shakeup, as there traditionally is, a few years out from each quad and each Olympic game. Wondering who will be standing next to him. He's partnered up alongside James Shaw for a handful of events. Right now, he's just focused on trying to pick up win after win with Paul Lotman. Now up at the net, trying to find his own combo.
1-6-7.
Yeah, it's a dangerous undertaking when Bradford is winding up. It reminds me of a scene in The Princess Bride where they're trying to get into the castle late, and the guy claims to not have a gate key, and Inigo says, Fezzik, tear his arms off.
Inconceivable.
Bradford threatening to tear off Miles Partain's arm there with that swing.
I don't know how Bradford just serves and gets to the net fast enough to even get a hand in front of that.
That's kind of been the theme for this match thus far, right? Is the missed contacts offensively for Dallas. Not something we see from them. Usually very smooth, particularly Miles Partain. It's been 3 or 4 from each of the Dallas Dream.
Identical to set 1, 7-all. Slowing it down again. Lotman over the top.
Well, let's take the switch.
Yeah, and that's the good news, is even though, things are leaking a little bit here and there, if you're Dallas, you're still in front.
It was a 3-point lead at 7-4 for the Dream. 3 straight for the Blaze to tie it up.
Brooklyn still looking to find some more from that service line right now. They're on the side out as that ball's just over the top. Dallas 2 aces, 3 errors, as their hitting errors now on screen, 6 in total for Lotman Partain.
8-8.
Lotman looks like he's just a foot below him. I don't know how you're supposed to slow this.
Yeah, and that's really why, I like this mentality in general, no matter who you're playing, this kind of aggressive approach that Bradford is taking, but particularly in this kind of jumpy sand when you're so physically dominant, just disregard what's over in front of you and go after it to the best of your ability, and he's doing that right now.
Another solid swing from Paul Lotman.
Yeah, like that little slap shot up the line.
Dallas Dream calling into the 2026 league. Said they were determined and were on a mission together.
To Derek.
The highlight reel simply will not end for Derek Bradford.
Right now.
Yeah, just the acoustics are a little bit different when he's attacking the ball, aren't they? I mean, head and shoulders fully above the net, just hiking on balls.
Another elite elevation. Hey, one of those guys looks awfully familiar. I think one has the last name of Barnett. Nice recovery from Dallas. Poke to dig as Partain
What a play!
puts
Give
one
it up for that
away.
one.
Kind of earmarked that play
for
right
it.
there. At 9 apiece, Dallas get the advantage back, or they maintain it rather, that 10-9 advantage. But that was a pretty pivotal play in this second set, you have to feel like.
BDD.
Dallas, 1 point advantage.
Oh, yeah.
Dog,
Sweet hang time.
Yeah, Miles not pleased with himself there again.
Yeah,
That's
Derek.
a couple now in this second set. We remember the one early that there was a little bit of a miscommunication between the Dallas Dream, and they weren't able to convert a relatively easy scoring chance. This is another one. Big, long arm of the law up there at the net, Derek Bradford.
Adding in an ace. The first of the match for the Brooklyn Blaze.
And that's sometimes, you know, it's your day, because this was not struck particularly well by Evan Cory. You can see it just kind of wobble a little bit, and Partain opts to leave it. Just dips and finds the end line.
Lotman, big jump.
Oh, Lotman,
finds
no
another
trouble for him.
seam.
11-11, French fries on the board.
Lotman's being tested right now.
It absolutely is. I'm not sure where this ball even goes. Does it go right through the uprights? Or just outside of the left arm of Derek Bradford. Yeah, he's up so high, he's got to duck his head, you know, for personal safety reasons.
To Lotman's credit right now, he's errorless in the second set as an ace falls for Dallas. This is just back and forth.
Turnabout is indeed fair play in Long Beach, Cam.
That little extra loop on it made it look like it was going to be short, but playing with the depth was Miles.
That one does catch the end line.
It's got to be something on that side of the net, though, the far side of the net, because that's where the missed contacts have all been. Wind direction, another look at the Derek Bradford fans. One Reese Barnett in the thick of it.
I'm going to guess it's the white one. The extra pale one.
The Kevin Barnett 2.0. His own cheering section looking for a block. And if you're Lotman, I mean, how high do you have to hit your high line shots right now to get over Bradford?
Well, that one was hit very high and very crisply to the sideline, because Evan was in pursuit in the backcourt. And any swing just feels like Derek is going to smother, doesn't it?
Saw a couple of those hang and tip dunk blocks for Bradford. I can tell you one thing, this crowd is on the side of the Brooklyn Blaze. Or at least those 5 gentlemen are.
There's 5 guys in particular. I guess that's where they all convene and have a post-match meal, 5 guys.
That's the Derek Bradford fan club. Another cut. Cory's on it. And that's going to hurt the hand. Derek Bradford sends one back. He has been just dangerous as an attacker, as a blocker, bringing the Brooklyn Blaze to a match point. 10 ties, 3 lead changes in this second set.
And all those lead changes kind of coming late. We saw that play at 9-9 that we kind of earmarked. It kept Dallas in front, but there was one just moments later that Brooklyn were able to kind of recapture the lead. Yeah, that was good awareness from Paul, but luckily his hand is still connected to his wrist.
Paul has really turned things around as you see Derek Bradford on screen. Let's listen in.
I bet this corner has been crushing it all day long, so this final one is for you, young lady. Yes.
No, on the,
Yes.
on the left side.
If
he goes back. If he goes back. Okay.
Yeah, but hey, that one.
As we get back out here for match point, we are on
Paul Lotman, Miles Partain.
It'll be Big Dog Derek back to serve.
Lotman has been superb in the second set. That first set he was in negative numbers, negative 250. Now he's up in the second set, 7 of 11, hitting 636 in this second set. Right now it is a match point for the Brooklyn Blaze. You got to slow down Dallas for one.
Yeah. That's it's a little consolation if you can't put a ball away right here.
Back to serve,
Derek Bradford is having himself a career match. 13 of 16. 0 errors.
Yeah, just manifesting his stuff too. You see the big arms out wide. Yeah, this is a tough chance already. Yeah, that is fantastic.
When you need a swing, find Paul Lotman. That's some ice water in your veins type stuff right there.
Yeah, first of all, credit the serve of Evan Cory. Just a heater right up the middle. And this is a scrambling side out, but that is a veteran swing, Karchi style. When in a fiddle. Swing hard, deep middle.
Add a few extra words to that. 14 all, got to win by 2, and Miles Partain keeps it on his side.
Miles Partain!
Yeah, we've got like a variety of different flex downs from Miles. I love it. Yeah.
He's all about the Savannah banana ball, adding a little extra flair in the mix. He's bringing it right now.
The Bradford fan club wanted a double called on that contact right there. It was a little squirrely, but we've seen fairly loose standards here this afternoon, and I think that was a good no call, particularly at that juncture. And there is, yeah, look at the tricep.
As the boys get back out here in about 30 seconds.
Might be a rogue pony that's gotten loose and kicked Miles right in the back of the arm cam.
Each of our matches, this being our 4th of the day, has been done in straight sets. When you think about these two teams, actually intriguing, even though their records are somewhat lopsided from one to the other, 3 of their 4 matches have gone to 3 sets for both of these two teams. It's kind of been the tale of the AVP League in 2026.
And what about Big Dog Derek?
Yeah, obviously we played a 15, so it's a little bit abbreviated from, you know, what players are used to at times. And so
15-14, no more
I think sometimes, you know, people, if they don't adjust their mentality properly, can catch themselves settling into matches and not really kind of grabbing the bull by the horn, so to speak. And then you find yourself in these knockdown, drag-out 3-setters. Great for us as fans.
This might be one here. Set point now for Dallas. And it's an ace! The Rainbow Ace sends us to a 3rd.
Jump shot to the back line. Partain sinks it.
3.
You've got to be kidding me. I've never seen a set closed out with an ace like that. No way!
Yeah, that is a fantastic serve that's very infrequently utilized anymore. Kind of a lob deep serve. It's deceptively difficult to deal with.
Big sports fans. I need 2 big sports fans. You
and just like that, Dallas forces this to set number 3, the first 3-setter of our day. Championship. Just take a look at this iconic field.
I'm ready. Are you ready? We have a huge crowd, overflow capacity. Cameron, a lot of players and people have been waiting for this moment in this place.
Ladies and gentlemen, I could not be happier to be right here, right now.
AVP Beach Volleyball is more than a sport. It's an experience. And for just $59 a year, AVP Gold membership gives you all access. ticket discounts all season, early access to seats, compete in AVP events, and big savings on pro gear. Get in the game and experience everything the AVP has to offer. Get your gold membership today at avp.com.
World Cup quarterfinalist nations.
Miles Partain has 2 aces in this match, and they both came in the same approach. A high, deep float, one on set point. Take a look back at this. I mean, how does this even happen?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's perfectly executed. You think that's going long. Obviously, you know, at that juncture, you kind of want to play the close ones, but I mean, it's so hard to judge that in the sense you rarely see a serve like that if you're Evan Cory. So once it's way above your shoulders, you just figure it's going to go long.
So the Dallas Stream force at third set. Let's check in with Kevin Barnett.
I had a quick word with Paul Lotman as he came off the sand. Miles was at the toss, and I said, what do you do to slow down Derek Bradford? He said, you just don't serve him. You can't let him have the ball. On this surface, he's jumping twice as high as me. It's just a bad matchup. So there's the plan.
I know a couple of those. I felt bad saying he was a foot over Paul Lotman, but he was.
He was indeed.
It is what it is. And Derek Bradford, to this point, you said keep away. Well, he's 13 of 16, and that was the mark within the last 5 or so points in that second set. They did start to play keep away.
Right out of the gate, Kevin Barnett maintaining professional neutrality. His son, anything but, over there cheering on Derek Bradford. There he is, right there.
It is his best friend, so that's the way it goes.
Getting tripped up. Lotman.
Yeah. That's just a little bit impatient there from Cory. He's right in good position. Tries to kind of go overhand over the net with that. Couple of those. You know, just kind of growing pains, I think, a little bit. New to the AVP League this year, this team.
Evan Cory and Miles Partain even in terms of their digs. We're just one away from one another, 9 and 8. Partain with the advantage.
Yeah, that's an excellent side out there from Cory. Another thing that loopy float serve of Miles does is it just kind of throws a little bit of a hiccup in your offensive rhythm.
Out of bounds wide, 3-1.
That was the correct shot. He just kind of over-curled it a little bit. Again, not something you see a lot from Miles Partain, who's usually so spot on with his shots.
Interesting when you look to these 4 athletes, 3 of which sitting at about, actually, right next to each other, 273, 273, and 278. That's Cory, Lotman, and Partain.
Yeah, nobody was going to guess that Bradford was in that category. Anything with a 2 in front of it was not going to be him in this match. Unless it was how many feet over the net is he hitting.
Very accurate.
Yeah.
How do you play keep away on an option? You don't.
Well, especially you got to credit the pass there. Evan Cory laying that one up perfectly. I mean, almost just in rhythm for Derek Bradford, who even short arming it, gets way inside the baseline.
Stretching Lotman. Patty cake up at the net.
And kind of interestingly, again, causing a lot of trouble for Paul Lotman in service reception, which is kind of uncharacteristic. Very, very steady at that skill, Paul Lotman.
Already 3 errors for Dallas in this third set. That's anything but an error.
Yeah, that is a world-class swing right there from Paul Lotman.
Boy, Paul Lotman bringing
if
it
you're
all
Paul,
the way
you just kind of,
across
you
body.
know,
That is a 40-year-old
try and harken
shoulder.
back to your indoor days. As an outside hitter in international men's volleyball indoors, you're facing some absolute monsters, the likes of Derek Bradford. So you just got to kind of go to the muscle memory, if it's still in there, how to swing against the big guy at the net.
took a 5th back in 2012 at the Olympic Games with the indoor men's national team. You mentioned his college days too. Back at Long Beach State, was the co-player of the year in 2008.
We like to focus more on the aspect of that Olympics where we won our pool and then we crashed out.
I wasn't trying to go there. I'm sorry. I was trying to give a little extra love, Rich.
5th is accurate, unfortunately. Oh, that is classy. All kinds of deception woven into that arm swing and contact of Miles Partain.
That was a la Taylor Crabb-esque.
Yeah, look at that. The arm's kind of over the right shoulder, but then the wrist curls underneath it and sends it back the other way. Good stuff.
Seems like Miles has found a different level of joy in the 2026 season being out on the court. It's been fun to watch. Getting back to his roots. Love of the game.
Chance here for Dallas. Tough one. Yeah, that is. I wonder, you know, I mean, this is just kind of hypothetical here. If you're Bradford, do you stay at the net even though Paul's well off the net? I mean, that's typically a good pull situation, but Paul seems more comfortable almost in those types of situations. He had one late in the second set, and there's another good example.
Well, that totally changes, right? The depth of the sand. Next thing you know, you have to stay up at the net longer than you traditionally would in sets that you've been so ingrained to pull off the net.
Right, that's an excellent point. Kind of the range of everybody as a hitter expands further off the net the jumpier the sand is. Well spotted.
Lift. And this is where they've scored most of their points. That high line, whether it's high deep into the court or short line shot.
That was just like the serving tray, right? As the hand slides right underneath that one.
Set number 3, 15-11 in the first for the Blaze. The Green fought off a match point.
Brooklyn finally finding one here in the third after a series of points for Dallas. Stringing a handful together.
Boy, what a play.
Swing.
Way in there. Evan Cory. Yes, sir. Boy, it's not from a great angle over here.
And a little extra love from Club Bradford.
What
do you think the membership cost is?
I don't know. It's got to be some number of cocktails or something.
You can guarantee there's some hazing. Lotman Partain, the hitting errors, without a doubt, coming mostly in that first set. Second set got cleaned up. They had just 2. This third, 3 early ones. About that 5-2 mark have since been somewhat clean. Ooh, a little stare down from Miles Partain. I don't think I've ever seen that. Kevin, what do you got?
The wind is picking up just a little bit here as the sun is high in the sky, and it's going to be in the face of Bradford and Cory. So look for them to maybe get after it service-wise. It's going anything from a slight crosswind into their face to directly into their face. Right now, it's right behind Dallas.
So Taylor Crabb correct with a westward wind into the face of the Brooklyn Blaze. That means the good side.
Little dig there.
Scoop.
Yeah.
And another score. Starting to look like Spider-Man on those finishes.
Yeah, and I like, you know, you said you don't see him, not that it's trash talk necessarily, but you don't see him as demonstrative as we've seen him the last couple points. I think they need to be like this. Let it come out.
He is a completely different animal than what we saw in 2024. And 2025.
Yeah, I think in a good way, too.
Yes.
Up the middle in the seam. Bradford.
I like that Kev is a graduate of the Taylor Crabb School of Wind Measurement. I mean, Bradford is up so high right now.
Is that the highest touch you've seen on the beach?
I mean, I would say it probably is.
Yeah. Like, I know Sander could jump, but this is a different at 6'9", as there's a nice touch from Evan Cory, sends it back. And right back to the well. I'm sorry, that just keeps going, that short line, high line.
And
it's working.
Yeah, the post-kill pantomime is my favorite part right now. Because you get the straight arm if he feasts on it, and you get the slice and dice if he chops you up.
I think Kevin wants to add. Kevin?
Question for Rich. Should Derek be coming up a little later against Miles here and show him and get a swat or something? Because Miles is shooting a bunch of balls. Should he play with the timing a la Jake Gibb?
Yeah, I think generally speaking, I mean, you're talking specifically, I think in general for Derek, his timing needs to be a little bit later. He's so big that he's got to add that deceptiveness in. You know, the advantage of being big is you can be up and take a lot of court. The disadvantage is that you can be more easily seen. So I agree with you entirely that he needs to delay just about a half second.
You guys are talking about his blocking. Well, the offense was on screen. 17 total kills. As one strikes back from Paul Lotman. But Derek Bradford, 17 of 21, 8-10, 0 errors.
It's been quite the performance, yeah.
That last one looked like a miscommunication. They were in line with one another off a ball that was shot by Lotman. I would want Cory to the right-hand side there, no, Rich?
Yeah, that's a little bit of an early committal, I think, defensively from the Brooklyn Blaze. I would agree with you. Oh, yeah. Miles in great position there, but again, just too much pace. It is not easy as a defender, no matter how good your positioning, to watch a guy get his waistband over the net and just pike on one.
And that is now a new league record with 15+ kills and 0 errors. That's 18 in total for Derek Bradford.
Thought we were going to see a runaway train as well as Bradford is playing here for the Brooklyn Blaze. Dallas have done a phenomenal job of just kind of staying around in this match, making some great plays of their own, and it's, in the great words of Zlatan Ibrahimovic, a lottery at this point, 11-all in the third.
Plenty of pace, another Partain save. Stealing the dig again. Bradford. That is simply no-go, untouchable from Derek Bradford.
Yeah, it's nice when you got that guy on your side of the net, because typically when you give it the eye on, get scooped, it is wildly disheartening and can lead to momentum swales. But when that man right there is there to clean it up for you, do what you want.
Derek Bradford absolutely feasting. 19 of 23. We haven't seen a ton of option from him in this match.
No, we haven't. I mean, the passing's been a little bit squirrely from Paul Lotman. I love Miles kind of in rhythm. You know, we've seen him killing balls, giving us a little bit of emotion, and that's really carrying over right now. I love it. Good stuff from Partain.
Partain's numbers 12 of 15 also having himself a match. And just like that, there's that service pressure. You said that was going to be the difference maker in that third set.
Well, that's one of those things when the option is such a big part of your offense, and particularly when you're trying to option to a guy who's 19 of 23 offensively. Sometimes you overcook one, and that's all that happened there. Not necessarily a tough serve, but Evan trying to make too much out of it, perhaps.
Again, two teams at different points in their year. Right now it's 3-1 for Paul Lotman, Miles Partain. The only loss that they have had to deal with was from Trevor Crabb and Phil Dahlhauser to start the season. It was a 3-set battle. Since then, it's been 3 straight wins. Field, Wilcox, Shaw, and Smith and Weber. They've got a tough second half between it's Crabb, Benish, Bradford, Cory. You still have Wilcox and Field, but they will face in the last week of this season against Buttinger and Evans. But a pivotal timeout right now. Dallas with the 1-point lead.
Now they're first of this third set, I believe.
We'll go 1-5 in total back here in Long Beach tomorrow. Once again, 1 p.m. We get started 30 minutes earlier than we did today.
Look to the Queen Mary here in Long Beach, as the last handful of points are about to be played in this barn burner of a match. Alamitos Beach playing host to week 5 of the Progressive AVP League. For Derek Bradford, Evan Cory, this would be a monster win. Currently sitting at 1-3 in the top 6, but just barely.
That'd be a little bit disheartening too of a loss, I think, because particularly as well as Bradford's playing and they're playing as a team. Oh boy.
Okay.
Yeah. Partain a little bit upset with himself there, kind of went to the knees prematurely there and couldn't recover when Lotman got the good touch.
Feet for match point through the end of the match. Evan Cory back to serve, 13-all.
Lotman.
A really good swing from Paul Lotman. That wasn't easy. You could see the pass a little bit off the net. He still looped around to the right side. Partain put up a beautiful set, but Paul didn't have perfect vision on that. Just took a healthy, aggressive cut.
Match point now for Dallas.
This has to be going Cory, right?
It has to be. Watch for the option. He goes back to what he scored the ace on in the second. Fakes the option, and what an answer. What a time to pull that out.
Yeah, understandable by Lotman to bite on that a little bit.
That's more than understandable. The guy's errorless.
BDD back to serve, 14-14.
Yeah, it's just interesting. You know, I know you sort of can't help yourself at the net when you see a guy jump. You jump with him, but when you're 4 feet inside, I think you're doing very little.
Trying to find his inner Superman. 14-all.
Little pass.
Beautiful cushion from Partain.
Miles
Like a dig off that serve.
point in their hands.
That's your favorite pose right now.
That's my favorite celebration, the Miles Partain stiff left arm. And that is a world-class side out on a very tough serve.
Dallas has had 2 match points.
Interesting, Lotman going away from the jump serve here.
Jump float into the corner to Cory like you expected, and right back to Derek Bradford on the 2-ball. 21 kills.
Out of what, 24 swing, 25? Yeah.
And not a single error. And they love it. It's flex downs left and right. The league record set by Bradford. 15-all will play to 17. Cory's on it. Quick. And that counts as a swing.
Yeah, this is trouble, though.
That ball is down.
Is it in the sand?
It was in the sand, indeed. So that's 22 of 27.
8-15. Now a match point on the opposite side for Brooklyn. Dallas takes their timeout.
You these on TV? I feel like one of these BDDs, I feel like I recognize one of these guys over here. You know
So if you're Brooklyn,
I recognize all those guys. You recognize all those
who
guys.
are you going at? Paul Lotman? What are you dealing with?
Yeah, I think you're serving tough to the middle. They've kind of done most of their damage that way. Obviously, trying to get it to Lotman's half of the middle, but you don't want to send it right onto his body if you can avoid it.
Cory's done a decent job at the second half of this third set defensively. You're looking at some of those numbers. He's added in 2-3 digs, as has Partain, scooping a couple of the shots that have come his direction. Dallas has had success on that high line. Is that the mark?
Well, I was going to say, the thing that I don't love about that last play is Paul going away from the aggressiveness that he's been so successful with offensively, right? He's rattled the block of Bradford at the net, big as it is, right? I mean, we talked about him being accustomed to those big blocks. He went with the sort of off-speed shot, and that's, if you're Evan Cory, that's what you're playing for, right? If you get a dig on the hard-driven ball, it's a bonus, but you want to clean up the mistakes, as it were, the softer shots. So again, I'd stay aggressive here if I'm Dallas.
Chance coming in for match point for Brooklyn.
Tremendous serve.
Does he stay aggressive? Yeah. Right on the money.
And I don't mind that either way. It's just a great pass, a great swing. It was a really good serve from Evan Cory, and he's kind of sliding to the middle, looking for those off-speed shots, and that's exactly what he should be doing. A little hop left into center field, and that's just a good swing from Paul.
Paul sticking with his aggressive nature. We'll play to 18.
At least.
Paul Lotman, he has a way of finding blocks when he needs them. He had one, and it was in the first set. Steps in. Oh my goodness. As Miles Partain just takes an absolute shot to the dome.
That was awesome. It hit above his bill, and it knocked his glasses off, and he caught him. Watch this. Doink. Have a look. It's going to go right off the dome, and there's the catch right there.
Apparently he is just unfazed.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, that part of your head is quite hard for anybody who's been hit in the head multiple times, myself being one of those people in that category, unfortunately. You've got to take one, that's where you want to take it.
Brooklyn right back to it. 17-16. They need one. High on Lotman. And a minute swing out of bounds. Wow. Derek Bradford and Evan Cory hang tough and find their second win in league play.
Cam playing Nostradamus saying we're playing to 18. You called it. Brooklyn closes it out. That was, man, a good swing, but everything going Bradford's way that match, certainly offensively, and he kind of went with the split block. Paul splitting the difference, just barely missing off the end line.
Club Bradford, it's time to celebrate. 22 kills on 27 attempts, 0 errors.
It's going to be a real good clip, north of 800.
Biggest fans celebrating alongside their heroes. What a performance from Derek Bradford. You bring that to every single league match, this is going to be a different 2026 season.
I can't wait for how silly Kevin's voice is going to sound next to the deep bass of Derek Bradford.
All right, it's time to hear it. Kevin?
A ton of energy in that match for you guys and a strong finish. Take me through the strategy early on that worked, and then what adjustments did you make late?
Yeah, I mean, for us, I think our strategy was sit down and pass. Paul's one of the best servers, I think, in the world, honestly, still, even at 40. I mean, he's still a beast at the service line. So it was sit down, pass the ball against him. And then I would say our big adjustment at the end, we just started letting Derek be big at the net. Hey, take the swings, and I'm going to go and run down shots. And, you know, I think that kind of spooked them a little bit more, letting him get in the face.
Career day for you offensively, Derek. What was working in your game from even the warm-up when you still had it?
Staying behind the ball. The sand is super jumpy, so I knew Evan was going to pass a little bit higher, and there's some wind picking it up. So if I stay behind the ball, I know I can get up and just crank the jumper. I mean, crank the option. I could really see Paul, too, when I stayed behind the ball, and I was just, you know, I just going around him. Because I knew Miles was going to dig it even if I hit it at him, which happened a lot.
You lit Miles up there at the end. You say anything to him post-match?
I mean, I just check in on him, honestly, because that was one of the best ones I've gotten, one of the best six-packs I think I've had.
Yeah, that's going to make the season highlight reel, I think, for sure. And, Derek, all your buddies here, a lot of energy courtside for you. What do you want to say about that crew?
I'm so grateful for them pulling up. Team House on top. If you want to challenge us, you know, we're going to go at your throat, especially in the heckling section. They definitely helped us. They were getting in their head on the sidelines talking to them about, like, serving, serve, receive, and I think it really helped us.
Must-win match. You guys won. Great job.
Thank you.
Congratulations to the Brooklyn Blaze. 2 rookies to the AVP League with a big-time win. Now picking up their second of the 2026 season. Just the first day of action here from Alamitos Beach for Week 5 of the Progressive AVP League. It's been a whole day, just one match with 3 sets, and it was this one. It was a fantastic competition. Cameron Irwin alongside Rich Lambourne, and for Kevin Barnett, thanks so much. The beach is closed.